and people need to understand that just because I make a song against Black Lives Matter does not mean that I'm a Klan member or anything like that.
Right. I was doing some research before the interview, and I ran across some stuff about you. I've been following you for several years, but apparently, you've been very active online for a decade plus years. Is it true? And you can tell me if it is, if it isn't, if it's something you don't want to talk about, that you had an experience, a strange experience with a ghost or a demon?
Mm-hmm.
Care to elaborate?
Well, I've had many experiences with demons. Do you have a particular...
a demon lady
yes.
that visited you at night, I guess, and did something inappropriate to you?
Oh, yes, the old hag.
The old hag. Who is the old hag?
It's actually a strange phenomenon. It's happened. I'm not the only person who's experienced it, but basically, I was almost raped by a succubus or an incubus. I'm not sure what that is. See, appears as a beautiful woman, and I was entranced. And then she turned into an old hag, and she tried to suffocate me by sitting on my chest. And I rebuked it in the name of Jesus. It fled, but I believe this is a spirit of infirmity. Because that's why I suffer from chronic gastrointestinal ailments because of this demon lady.
Did this happen at night, like when you were asleep or in the middle of the night? Did she wake you up?
Yes, it happened in the middle of the night, and it just took my breath away. I felt breathless. The doctor says there's nothing wrong with my heart, or I have no medical issues. This was a demonic attack in my sleep.
Did she end up doing anything to you before you stopped her? Did you complete, so to speak?
She was mounted on me, and there was all kinds of mixed emotions I can't describe.
Well, I can probably describe it for you. I mean, you're scared, first of all, because there's a demon on you. Second of all, it feels good. This woman is on you doing things to your manhood. You want her to stop, but also you don't want her to stop. And you realize probably that, this is wrong because it's a demon and it's against God. And so ultimately you did the right thing, right? And you stopped her. I just wonder, it wasn't a dream though, right? It wasn't like you were having a wet dream like a 13-year-old boy would. Mm-hmm. This was like a real ghost situation.
No, this was no dream, and it happened to me more than one occasion. And it left me feeling very confused. These demons appear as very attractive women, and they come to you in your sleep, and they... So this was definitely an attack.
Yeah. I mean, if this was a person who was alive, you could press charges, sexual assault or whatever. Unfortunately, it was a succubus. And this happened. How many times would you say this happened over the years?
Well, it started in my early 20s, and the last episode was probably a few years ago. But I will tell you also that people can teleport themselves into our rooms. There are people that, I've seen other demons.
Hey, real quick, I'm so sorry, Meade. I'm so sorry to interrupt you. I just wanted to get this right. You were in college. I forgot. I'm writing this down. You're a science major?
Mm-hmm.
General science. Okay, I'm sorry. Go on with the story about how you were raped by a succubus.
Yes, well, people have into witchcraft can teleport themselves into your vicinity, and I've seen many things that I believe were people using teleportation to enter my room and disturb my sleep. So the best way to get rid of these things is to rebuke them. And also you can use holy water. I have the Bible next to my bed. You should also avoid looking at anything like any kind of, things on the internet that might invite these things. because
porn. You're talking about like saucy things or satanic things, right?
Well, simply just looking at a bikini model can invite these demon women or whatever they are.
It wasn't like you were having a dream about a pretty girl and then you had a wet dream. It's so weird because like, let me ask you, and again, I apologize for getting a little graphic, but sometimes guys will clean out the pipes, so to speak, and they don't have these dreams because they have a clear mind afterwards, or not. It's not all fogged up by erotic thoughts. Do you ever beat the meat? Or is that very bad? Is that a bad thing to do as a Christian?
I think I know what you're referring to. I think that's a nasty habit. And I think that mostly these are things, you see, what happened was the certain groups of people promoted that this was healthy, that this was natural, but it isn't natural. It's so
you don't partake in that.
I do not do that. No, not on a regular basis, because these things that's unclean.
Right.
And
I understand. Absolutely.
Can you imagine? That's why I don't like shaking hands with people. You don't know where their hands have been.
That is so true. They could have sticky little hands.
I think actually the only thing I agree with, like, I'd rather do the elbow bump or fist bump instead, because even though I'm very Western, I always thought the idea of shaking someone's hand is kind of gross.
Yeah.